here at the Ritchie Brothers auction today, picking up something I accidentally bought. I guess you could say I kind of got the auction fever. Although I've bought a lot of stuff from these auctions and never really bought something I didn't want or didn't make out on. I'm sure I'll end up making a couple bucks off of this, at least I sure hope so. I threw 700 bucks at a crane truck, figuring I would get outbid on it, and sure enough, didn't get outbid. Sneak around this guy. So here it is, my dandy of an auction purchase. I believe it's a National brand crane. Yep, National Crane Corporation, there we go. So there's all the specs on the crane right there, if you can read that. Series 466, and it'll reach out 45 foot, looks like, maybe almost 46, 47. That's a pretty good reach. And almost 56 feet straight up. That's pretty darn good. If they're straight up like that, all the way at max reach, you'll pick 6,400 pounds. That's pretty good. Yeah, so a crane sure would be handy to have, but do I need it? No. Did I really want it? Not really. But I threw a little bit of money at it, figuring I'll get outbid. And I didn't, so now I'm here to deal with the consequences. I got to get this thing out of the auction yard within, I think it's a week and a half, something like that. But the good news is it's pretty close to the farm. I don't have to get it too roadworthy, or I might just drag it up on a trailer if I can't get it running. So let's take you around the front here. From just quickly looking around it, seems like all the hydraulic, the valves at least, function. No idea if the pump's any good on it. The only leak I could see on it looks like it's out of the swing for the crane. It's on an F800 chassis, and I was hoping, I didn't even come out and look at this before the auction. I figured for this kind of money, heck, I can't go wrong. Most of these trucks like this I thought came with diesels, and I'd say a fair amount of them definitely did. This, however, not one of them. It's got a, oh, that says 374V, but the intake says 429 4V. Which one it is, I don't know. I'm not very knowledgeable on the gas motors. I just know that this one's got all the plugs out of her, and I still can't manage to turn it by hand, so hoping she's not locked right up. I'm gonna get some blaster right now, spray it in all the holes, and put a breaker bar on her, see if I can't get her to turn a little bit. If I can't get this thing to turn, it's gonna be a bad day. Well, we're already making our money back on this deal. About $1.23 worth of copper piled up here in the passenger seat. The interior is actually, I mean, aside from needing a good scrub, is pretty good for a truck of her age. Who did she belong to before? Liquor Areas Construction, Bethel Park, PA. Huh. I don't know. I thought the door said 88, but this is saying 89. So it's a year newer than my old dump truck. Oh, registration tag. When's the last time she was paid for? So she expired in February of 17. She's probably been sitting since then. Whoa! Free tape measure. Self-centering. I'm not sure what that even means. It's one of the good ones for the people that don't know how to read tape measure. It's got all the fractions on her. That's a good one. Give that to buddy Brad. It's a 5-speed. I'll go around the other side and show you that. Yeah, on this side we can clearly see we've got some vermin damage, but the seats, you know, in pretty good shape. Most of these seats had a nice hole right here for ventilation. And let's put the seat up, see what's behind there. How do you do it in this vehicle? I can't get the seat to fold forward, but I can see we got some goodies back there. We'll have to get to that another day. Right now we need to focus on the more important things. She's reading, well, it's saying 12,321 miles, but I'm betting that's at least 112,000. The old air brakes here, floodlights, those are fancy. Straight 5-speed. Seems to shift into all the gears all right. Clutch feels suspiciously easy. And no key. That's not good. Well, that just means I'll have to show you how to hotwire. So I just noticed down below the steering column here we've got a manual choke override, which I'm in favor of, and then this little pushy button here, which I'm starting to wonder if that's how you start it, but we got no batteries in it right now, so we'll have to check that out when we throw some cables on it. On to business here. I just pulled the dipstick, and there's just the teeniest little drop of oil there at the end of her, if you can see that. That's probably a good sign. They were like halfway through an oil change and just decided to sell it, probably. Well, I just spent the past 20 minutes, half hour, wrestling about a full can of PB blaster into the spark plug holes. This side over here on the passenger side is a real mother to get to. Every hose and doodads in the way. Driver's side wasn't too bad. Now I'm gonna go grab a breaker bar and a socket, and we'll see if we can't get this thing barred over. I'll give you guys a good seat here. I'm gonna climb underneath and see if I can't get her to turn over. That ain't good. Well, I put the breaker bar on there and yanked as hard as I could. I was pushing off the tire and everything else, and all I managed to do was tighten the crank bolt a little bit, so it's not looking real good. They're gonna close the auction yard here in just a minute, so I gotta put the hood down on the old girl for tonight. We'll come back tomorrow and spray her down again and see if maybe I can't put it in gear and yank it with the truck a little bit, and maybe that'll pop her loose. Hopefully she comes around for us, because if not, I just bought a big boat anchor. Alrighty guys, I hope the camera ain't shaking around too bad for you, but it's been about a week since I was out here and sprayed down the gas engine in this crane picker I bought here, and I've got to get this thing out of here by tomorrow. Today's Monday, they're closing Tuesday, so everything's got to be out of here. But looking at the amount of stuff that's in here, I don't see that happening. Not to mention, I know the guy that owns the auction yard, so might be able to buy myself some time there if I need to. But we're pulling up on her right now. They moved one of the trucks away from her so I can pull right up to it. We hopefully we can get this engine broke loose today, and maybe, if God's on our side, get it running. Ugh, gassers. So like I said, we sprayed some blaster in each hole a week or 10 days ago, but we'll give them another soak down here real quick before I go start trying to crank on it again, and pray to whatever higher power you believe in that maybe, just maybe, she's freed up for us enough where I can crank it over. And I also brought some reinforcements today. I got a 3/4 inch drive ratchet and the big stuff, so if all else fails and she still won't turn, I'm gonna at least snap off that crank bolt trying. Let's check it out here. We got the big guns out today. This is a 3/4 inch drive, easy red ratchet, and I think I've showed this in other videos, and I actually saw this from Stephen Cox's YouTube channel. This guy actually extends into a breaker bar. It's hard to do with one hand. Hold on. Check this out. Yeah, get you some extra leverage on there. It's got all these detents too, so you can put it wherever you need it and leave it, and it locks in there. Look at here, I was just looking at setting up the camera for you guys, and I started glancing over at these plugs, and most of them look pretty good, except for this guy right here. It's got stuff all packed into the end of it in there. I know it's probably not focusing real well for you guys. I would like to know which cylinder that came out of, but unfortunately I didn't take them out. It's just really looking good. I got a lot of faith. A lot of faith. Of course, you put the socket on there before you make sure it's turning the right way. Why wouldn't you? Nope. Just tightening that bolt some more. Oh, it's not good. I'm pretty sure we're only a few turns away from snapping that bolt, which is going to be great. I don't know what the torque spec is on the crank bolt, but we're past it. Oh, she isn't even thinking about it, boys. Oh. So I'm ashamed to admit it, but at this point I'm probably going to have to pay to get this thing towed out of here. Namely because the crane is going to be too tall. Once I get it up on a trailer, I'll be catching power lines and ripping those down, and that's going to cost a lot more than the tow job. So I'll probably just have a big wrecker come in here, hook onto her in the aft end, drag her back to the farm. Like I said, it's not real far from here, so shouldn't be too expensive, and definitely going to be cheaper than paying to replace all of Verizon's phone lines and network lines, and it's just a headache you don't want. But to get it ready to tow, I do have an outrigger hanging down here due to a broken line, so she's bled off. I'm hoping I can just hook a come along here to the foot up to the top there and kind of crank her up. So we'll see how that goes. Anybody want to buy a crane? Oh yeah, look at that. Now, she wants to go, but we got pressure up there still, so I'm gonna go find the control lever, and maybe you guys will be able to see the tension come off this thing when I find the right lever. Well, either the lever ain't working or I can't find the right one. I think we're just gonna crack that fitting loose right there. Should take her up. Oh good, it wasn't even tight. That's great. Pretty thrilled about that. Anybody want to buy a crane? I should have never bought a crane. I need another croissant wrench. You know what? These are these special outriggers, have some sort of special BS in them that holds pressure no matter what. So if there's not input pressure, it won't release the output pressure, or vice versa. I ain't real clear on how it works, but I know it's for safety's sakes. I think that's what we're fighting right here. Might have to take this little valve box off to get it to go up. One nice thing about hydraulic fittings is typically you can get them loose because they've carried oil their whole lives. I said typically, not definitely. There we go, some pressure come out of that side, so she should go. Yep. Yeah, it works. It does work. Okay. Okay, let's get a rag on that and crank this baby up. So the good news is I found this awesome old rug just laying around here. And that's gonna work great for us. We're almost maxed out. All right, so we're home. We just almost ran out of stroke. Now let's put those check valves back in there so she doesn't bleed back off. Just dandy. Got hydraulic oil on my glasses. That's fun to clean. Well, good news, boys. I started tearing the steering column apart you break this thing here and you can manually engage the starter. Yeah. So anyway, right before I went to ripping and tearing, I decided I'd root around through the raccoon feces here one last time for the keys, and lo and behold, found them. And nothing. But we knew that was going to happen. But at least I got power. It's well, that's probably supposed to happen, I think. So, we'll see if that turned the lights on. I doubt it. Oh, look at that headlightage. Dose headlights. Wowzers. We got cab lights? Hard to tell in the sun. I think we do. Well, see, I mean, if you just subtract that boat anchor under the hood there, this is a good truck. Look at that. Horn even works. I did find this detailed receipt here from 2011. February of 2011. They spent $747 getting this old girl dolled up, and you know, some years later I can't see where they put the lipstick, but I popped the bolts out of the seat so we can swing her forward here, see what treasures await us back here. Ooh. Ether. Oh yeah, almost a full can. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of that. Some orange soda. I do love orange soda. Oh, some sort of warning tape. Oh, asbestos. That's great. I hope there's lots of that in here. This is I think these were covers for the controls up on the crane there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what those were. Spare mirror. Not bad. Pretty well ruined. Better hang on to that. Empty Pepsi can from the 90s. Set of triangles over there. Other than that, not much goods back here. But you can really see the lovely detailing that the raccoons and or squirrels and or rats did to this poor rig. They tore up all the soundproofing, tore up all the seats. She is just a shell of her former beauty. What a shame. Well, there she is, boys, boogieing on down the road, and I think I'm gonna call her Darla because I hate her stinking guts. Well, there goes the tow rig down the road there. I'm glad that ordeal's over with, and I'm glad I just paid somebody to do that because I think it would have turned out pretty sketchy if I just tried to throw it up on my trailer. You know, it would have been way over height. So big thanks to the guys at Green's Towing for making this happen. They slid her out here pretty reasonable and pretty quick. So there it is, Darla. Still haven't decided if I'm just gonna slap it online for sale immediately or swap the motor out. Might do both. Might slap it online as is and see what we can get out of it. I think the crane part is probably fine. It's just that dang motor locked up is the only thing wrong with it. We'll see. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think I should do with this truck. Should I just try and sell this pig for whatever I can get out of it, or should I throw a motor in it and maybe try to make a couple bucks off of it? I could kind of see it being handy around the farm, but I don't think I'd use it nearly enough to justify to keep it. So anyway, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so I can see you on the next video. Later.